pages do we think that I could read in 48 hours? Whilst, you know, still being a human, working and loving my wife. Let's find out. It's Leanne and welcome to a new vlog. I was going to say it'll just be a dinky vlog, but we both know that that's not true. As you can see, I went and got my hair cut. It was my first venture out of the house in like a year. It's also the first time in about 8 years since I've had a fringe, so enjoy that. I also went and got my eyes tested and now I have new glasses. Well, not these ones, these are the old glasses. These are one pair of the new glasses and these are the other pair of the new glasses. But I can't quite see properly with them yet. Those of you with a high prescription will probably understand everything is very bright and dazzling. I've got a lot of work to do, so I'm not going to do that to my brain just now. And for some reason this week has been the most admin heavy week that I have ever had, on top of orders and filming and editing videos. So it's fair to say that in the last 5 days I have read very little, which is just unacceptable really, because I'm determined to read 100 books this year, even if it kills me. So I thought, why not do a little 48-hour reading vlog to myself? It will be a challenge, a chance to catch up. Luckily I've already read quite a lot this month. I've just finished listening to Chloe Brown and I am halfway through A Once and Future Witches. I also DNF'd 2 things from my stack at TBR, so keep an eye out for my tops and bottoms at the end of the month. I am absolutely loving this one and I would love to get it finished in this 48-hour period. I have 290 pages to go, so that seems very doable. This one is set in 1893 in New Salem. Old Salem was burned to the ground during the witch trials and all of the women have given up all of their witching ways, but 3 sisters walk into the middle of this supposedly city without sin, and that name swiftly becomes no longer accurate. Because as the tagline says, there's no such thing as witches, but there will be. If I finish Once and Future Witches, I will be going on to The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. This is a sapphic high fantasy with a turncoat soldier and a princess trying to depose her brother the prince. I am very, very excited for it. It was picked for my Patreon read for this month. It has literally been burning a hole in my TBR cart and I want to read it right now. And I also have to pick an audiobook because despite the fact that this is my weekend, I have a lot to do. I need to completely clean my library / studio. I have a lot of orders to pack. I have about an hour left in Murder in Mesopotamia, which was also on my TBR, but then I'm going to have to pick something else. I'd like to get about halfway into an audiobook, so I'm going to go for something that's about 12 hours or shorter. So I could read Take a Hint Dani Brown, which is the next in the Brown Sisters series. That's about 10 hours long. I'm a little bit gutted it's not the same narrator, but we're going to go with it. I could also listen to The Survivors by Jane Harper, which I didn't get to on I think last month's TBR, and that one is just under 12 hours long, so I could probably do it. And let's be honest, it's Jane Harper, so if I get into it, it might be the only thing I want to listen to. And I also have like a mess of shorter memoirs and middle grade books that I could pick. So let's stick on Murder in Mesopotamia. We will get cleaning and I will update you again later when we have read a significant amount of pages. Honestly, I'm not really sure how my library gets into so much of a mess. What you can't see from this cleaning footage is the 101 cat toys that I picked up off of the floor during it. It's like some sort of Olympic rally when you walk in here. You're just trying not to stand on something that squeaks, and that could also be the cat. I'm really enjoying this place now that I've actually switched things up and renovated it more to suit my purposes. I've got a cart in the back that has all of my middle grade books on so they don't take up space on my shelves, and I have another cart which serves as like a TBR cart, and it's there for all of my haul books until I actually show you guys and put them on my shelves. And as you can also see here, I have a new desk. I was gifted this from the lovely people at FlexiSpot. It is a standing / sitting desk. Look at the miracle of it going up. I'm absolutely in love with this desk. It was the easiest thing to put together. I was worried about running electrics under the desk because I've never done anything like that before, but the control box is completely pre-programmed and all you have to do is make sure that all of the cables reach the box and that the box can reach a plug socket. You can actually program the desk to go up to a certain height and down again to where you normally sit at, if that's helpful for you. But I honestly find that it really depends on what I'm doing that day. Like here I've raised the desk so that it can help me just stand and clean it and I don't have to sit down and lean over it and stretch in weird ways. I've completely screwed up my back and my neck from 10 years of ill-fitting seats and desks at office jobs, so this is really helpful for me. But it's also been great for filming because I don't have space in here for a tall tripod, and the short tripod can sit on the table but I can lift it to do the work. Not to mention how easy it is to stand and make a production line to pack my orders and then have room to actually put the boxes underneath the desk, like in great big tall stacks. So thank you to FlexiSpot for gifting me with this revolutionary piece of furniture. If you too would like to get in on the standing desk craze, you can find more information about FlexiSpot down in the description below. Hello! So I have been here for quite some time, like a significant amount of time. As you can see, we were mushed into the couch. I have now got my West Wing blanket and, well, Helen's West Wing blanket, and Helen has their hoodie on, and we've been getting a little bit too cozy. I have read about 110 pages. We've been here for a while and I'm starting to get sleepy, so it is time to get up. So I finished Murder in Mesopotamia while I was cleaning, as suspected. I really like that one and it's a reread for me. It's one of those Poirots that feels quite ominous and you know that there's something more going on in the background that you're never going to find out until the last page. And it's also quite an underrated Poirot. Like, nobody talks about Murder in Mesopotamia. It's quite a bantery one too. I feel like Poirot gets quite a few good one-liners out in that one. So yes, that was a good reread for me. I feel like sometimes you do a reread, especially of a mystery book, and it's not as much fun the second time around, but I think this is maybe my third time around with this one and I still loved it. I don't know why I am loving this one quite as much as I am, because all odds were against me liking this one. It is... Hi Marple. You've arrived right as I'm talking about witches, but you are a witch's cat, so that makes sense. Yeah. Like I said, this one is set in like 1859 or something, so it has the historical fiction thing really going against it for me. That's not usually something that I would voluntarily read. And it's a lot directly about feminism. I like to read fiction that discusses feminism and themes of feminism, but this one is directly about the feminist movement. And I usually wouldn't choose something like that in fiction, but I'm really enjoying it. I don't know, it's completely captured me. It doesn't feel like you're reading as many pages as you're reading. It just flies by. So I'm hoping to get this one finished soon. And I think I would probably pick up Alix E. Harrow's other book now. But now it's time for dinner. It's time for some food and some movement because we've been sitting for far too long. And then it's time for packing orders later, wherein we may try and find an audiobook that both of us can listen to. We shall see. What are you reading right now, Marple? Bitches. You're reading Bitches, aren't you? You're reading Bitches for Filth. Good Witches, Kitty. station.
Yes.
We are late night packing orders. As you can see, I'm in my jammies because I ran out of shits.
Honest.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk a little bit about what we're reading. First of all, we've decided that while we're doing this, we're going to be listening to the second in the Wayfarers series, which is called what?
Close and Comet.
A Closed and Common Orbit.
That's the one.
She's left me hanging. Which follows one of the Wayfarer crew on a new journey, and that's all we can say. So I reread Long Way to Small Angry Planet earlier on in the year. When was the last time you reread it?
Last year. I love
Okay.
it. I love it.
Good. Yeah, it's one of our absolute favourites. In the meantime, before we put on the audiobook together and listen together, what have you just finished?
Radium Girls.
Which is about?
Starts in the roughly about the 1920s, where women have been asked to paint radium dials, which is a glowing substance going onto like clock faces and instrument dials and that kind of stuff. And they've got to do it by literally painting by hand, but to get the fine detail, they need to put the brush in their mouth and make it very thin so they can
I
do
wouldn't
the
have
details.
ever done that. I would not have been suitable for that job because no foreign substance is going in my mouth.
No, and apparently it's gritty as well, so there's just definitely no way.
No.
Yep. And nobody bothered to tell them that radium is very, very bad for them. And it's a journey of working out why they're sick, trying to get the people who are making them do it be responsible for it, and preventing it happening again. And it is so frustrating.
But and we should point out it's non-fiction.
Non-fiction, yes.
Yeah, it is a non-fiction historical account of a true event.
Yes. Arg.
Which is deeply unfortunate.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dentistry in Radium Girls.
Some, yes.
Enough that every person who has read it so far has been like, I don't know if you want to read that. Unfortunate because I'm really interested in it, but I do have like your audiobook to listen to. Obviously we share our libraries. Not this one, because Lovely Wife Helen does not read with physical books.
No.
I couldn't think what they were called there.
Those things.
The things with paper and the words that are on the
or
shelves.
Even kindly things with words, and don't do those either.
No. So, do you think you can tell them what Dial A for Aunties is about? Oh, and camera change, because all of my devices are full.
Great. It is about a woman who is set up on a date by her mother creating an online profile for her, and she is from an American, Indonesian, Chinese family.
Wow, that's complicated.
Not least bit complicated. And she has aunties. Her aunties are very influential on her life. And so when she happens to accidentally kill her date, the aunties are called and they're going to help clean up the mess.
Before she gets in trouble.
Yes.
Yes. Apparently, it's also the biggest wedding of the year for their family, who are a wedding planning business.
Yes.
And they decide to hide the body in the venue, which may or may not be managed by the one who got away.
Yes, exactly that. So far the best bit is the antagonism between the aunties, particularly the big aunt and the second aunt. And
the big aunt and the little aunt.
And then the mother of the lead person in this. And
whose name you can't remember because you don't do names.
I don't do names. No, I've got no idea what a name is. The fourth aunt. I can remember the aunt's numbers. Numbers are good.
You're literally like Christina in Grey's Anatomy when she numbers her interns because she doesn't want to get to know their names in case they leave.
Well, what's the point in learning names? The book's only over in a few hours.
This is what I'm working with.
Isn't she lucky?
But we're not actually working, so we should get on to that.
Oh, slave driver.
Good morning, guys. So it is day 2 of our little experiment, and I am pleased to report that although I stayed up quite late and I slept in quite late, I did, in fact, almost finish Once and Future Witches. So I think I have about like 40 odd pages left to go, and I am absolutely loving it. I don't know why, but as soon as I started reading this book, I started to see like really polar opinions everywhere. Like people either really, really love it or they really, really hate it. And so I was kind of worried where I was going to end up. But it turns out that I am in the loving it camp. I especially love that it is a story about sisters, and I love all the sisters, which I'm also shocked about, because usually when there's like, you know, it's not a relationship about two sisters, it's a relationship about a family, there's inevitably one, just like in a real family, that you don't necessarily get on with as much. And that could have been the case here, but it turns out I love all of them. Also, a little bit of book mail appeared. This is I Am a Girl from Africa, and it is a memoir about a girl from Africa who has ended up being a gender equality rights activist and an activist to uplift children from Africa. And I am so excited. Look at that cover. It is absolutely stunning. We are now somewhat cheekily on our way out. We're going to go and get some takeout food and have a little drive in the car, and we will be listening to more of A Closed in Common Orbit, which we listened to I think about a quarter of yesterday. There were so many orders, we were up so late, I have pre-cut so many things. Honestly, I'm overrun with stickers now. We're gonna go post your parcels, which was really the reason for this journey, but also, you know, we're gonna go get some not so great food that's gonna make my insides feel great temporarily. So when we come back, I will probably be tucking into the last of Once and Future Witches, because I need to know what happens. Alexa, what is in the package arriving today?
Package for Leanne's order should arrive today, containing books. 2 packages should arrive Thursday, the 27th of May, containing books. Another package should arrive Tuesday, the 8th of June, containing books. Another 11 packages are on the way.
11!
Height, darling. Is that helpful? Yes. Good morning, guys, and welcome to my little vloggy wrap up. As you can see, we're finally wearing one of the pairs of the new glasses. On Spawn, I'm just loving the pink vibes. In fairness, I can also see better, so that is actually helpful. In my personal opinion, our little 48-hour experiment was an unmitigated success. Let's do a little countdown, shall we? We finished Murder in Mesopotamia, which was great. Love a little bit of Poirot-esque sleuthing. Then we read half of and finished Once and Future Witches, which, it was wonderful, and I felt very accomplished by this part. You know when you've been multiple book reading for the entire month and then you get to the end of the month and you're just like making it rain with finishing all the books on Goodreads? That's me. We also listened to 2/3 in the end of A Closed in Common Orbit, which I did not expect to get done, and I just, we became just a little bit obsessed. But it's good because one of my goals this year is to finish some series, and I would like to read the last books in the Wayfarers Wayfarers series, so now I feel like I'm caught up and I can dive right in. There's a lot of twisty-turny connections between the various different characters in the Wayfarers book, and I felt a little bit lost. Not gonna lie, almost photographic memory, but can't remember everything, not a computer. And then, as you'll have seen, I had a book bath with a mystery book. Ooh, what could it be? I'm filming a surprise video right now with stuff that I can't tell you guys about in it, but I'm very excited about it. It's been a real good time and you will see it really soon. But what hints could I possibly give you about this book? Okay, here's some hints. You can see if you can guess it in the comments. It is a thriller series. There are 3 books. None of the books are over 300 pages. It has had a TV adaptation and it has 2 female protagonists as its lead. I will neither confirm nor deny whether you're right in the comments. You will just have to have the smug bragging rights for having guessed right when the video comes up. I think in fact that this experiment has been so successful that I may try future reading for 48 hours vlogs and see how we get on. If you have also enjoyed this reading for 48 hour vlog, let me know about it down below. Hit that like button. And if you're new here and you would like more vloggy bookish content, please consider subscribing down below for more of my face and more of my random experiments. Oh, and as always, if you have read any of the books that I've talked about today and you would like to talk to me about them, then please do that in the comments. And if you have any good witchy book recommendations, I would also like them, please and thank you. And now I shall leave you with more ridiculous cat content. You're welcome. See you soon, guys. Bye!